I was fucking taking a poop.
Oh
Yeah, like
oh yeah.
In the room.
I regularly.
I just wanted to see
Bub was muted.
I know.
on
He's muted,
our
but
end.
I just wanted to see if Bubs was listening.
So was everybody else.
That's okay. You know what? Everybody poops.
Yeah, you know.
I'm naked. Shit.
I can't stop pooping.
I've never pooped. Everything hurts.
I'm currently pooping.
I'm sorry, man. I'm
I'm currently.
I knew you were full of shit.
Where's my ears? I don't know where my ears are.
Nah.
They're on your head.
No, they're not. They're not. They're
I think y'all are talking about different ears.
Oh.
Yeah, there is a book. Everyone poops. Yeah, that's accurate.
I had it. I was an RA in college. I know no one's surprised. And I had the boop in the boop. I had the book in my lobby for the new freshmen who were always. We had one girl who would schedule an alarm every night at 3 a.m. because she was pretty sure no one would be in the bathroom then, so she could actually shit.
Oh my god.
Girl, you're gonna give yourself a friggin' hernia or death. Please
You know,
poop.
some people just they need that, man. I can vibe with someone that desires their privacy.
Oh yeah, as can I. I just felt like I'm like, girl, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Killing yourself not to take a shit.
Right, like find a different way. Like ask, like there's private bathrooms in the lobby. Like go downstairs.
Is she gonna turn out like that frog in Shrek? When they took a little fucking rope to it and made it into a balloon.
Oh no, not
Where
like
the
this.
fuck did you reach that from?
She gonna get around. She gotta let it out.
Oh, hold on, I know where my ears are.
I mean, I too have a poop alarm, but mine is really just my body saying, "Well, bro, it's time to
Right.
go."
My tummy feels weird.
Yeah, it's time to go. And
Where's my phone?
the time is now.
Are we discussing the physical sensation of needing to shit? Because I have also experienced this many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, my alarm is called the sun. The sun comes up. When I
Listen,
put my ears on, I feel naked.
not everybody
I'm a
can
morning
be.
pooper too.
Not everybody can be so regular, man.
Everybody can be with enough prunes.
I'm just
Or I'm sorry, dried plums now.
I'm not a prune plum guy. Not that guy.
Now? I
like
love
them.
prunes.
I love them.
Yeah, I'm a
Almonds.
big fan.
Almonds,
Yeah. Almonds will do it.
Almonds.
Oh, will
Yeah,
some
almonds.
Almonds is a young man's game. Prunes is for grandpa.
they? Young man.
See, that's why they rebranded, because everybody thinks that. That's why they're dried plums now.
Okay.
And not
And
prunes.
it's working.
Smart marketing decision.
Yeah.
Just get them Miralax, and that works every time.
Okay.
There you go.
I don't want to be there for a long amount of time.
No, it's not. No, it does not take long.
No, I mean like
Not for me. I know.
for a
I know.
long period.
Oh,
Listen, I'm one of those guys.
Oh no, you can take Miralax forever.
Time.
Anyway,
Yeah, you can. You can take it forever.
again, I know these things. I have kids.
I actually have to take Miralax for forever. Like I think it was like 6 or 7 months ago. I had a like a 3.5-inch tear in my upper colon.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I thought I was dying. But my doctor was like, "That's rough, man. That's really bad. What's your fiber like?" I'm like, "Well, I don't really like lettuce a whole lot." It's like, "Yeah, but you can have other things. I'm not really a salad kind of guy. I mean, I dig on broccoli and green beans, but I don't know.
Fiber.
I'm not really." He's like, "We should probably get your fiber up." Apparently, most of the world goes without enough fiber in their diets, but he told me that I can pretty much take Miralax forever, just a smaller dose than normal, so it just helps keep me regular. That's all.
Even a regular dose. My kiddo's surgeon. My kiddo's on it for medical stuff. Medical shit. So he's been taking it since he was like, I don't know, 2.
Yeah, you can take that stuff forever.
Yeah, I didn't.
Did I learn?
Oh, it doesn't ever go in your bloodstream ever. That's
Yeah.
how it works.
And after putting it in your water, it's gone in like 10 seconds.
Oh
You just
yeah.
shake it hard for 10 seconds and it's gone.
Yeah. I put that shit in Kool-Aid. Hawaiian Punch. My kid drinks it like, like here you go. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know that's
Yeah.
how. I know that's,
Oh shit!
That's exactly what it's more like. Oh, no. Perfect. All right, guys. So, enough poop talk.
Pooping.
Let's hop
Is
up into
there
the
ever
game.
enough poop?
I mean, not really. Not really,
In
no.
context or not, I just exploded a hot dog and I've spent the last 5 minutes cleaning up my room.
What?
Okay.
In what way?
No,
Well, I
Context?
turned around and there was ketchup and mustard over it, just a whole bunch of stuff.
Language.
I think you
was
need to see a doctor.
This happened for longer than 4 hours.
Did you, like, furiously shake... You know, I'm not going to ask you if you shook your hot dog. That's weird.
I just got excited about WoW. And
We
then-
were pre-gaming, God!
Yeah.
No.
That's one way to start pre-gaming.
I suppose.
Hey,
All
Bob, You
right.
got braces, right?
No. Never had
Oh,
them.
shit.
Yeah,
did.
you'll have to find someone else for the
Like I said, as an
double-decker.
adult, You know,
Oh, great, she outed herself. I can't run with that one.
one of the best things was getting to eat an apple when they came up.
I can imagine. That was probably a pretty wonderful experience.
I was hoping you didn't think I was going to say apple.
I mean, I thought you were going with apple when it started coming out of your mouth. I just didn't expect. I was hoping for nothing else.
Oh, I was going to say dick, but I figured that would be.
Oh, damn it. Lord.
Suddenly, this is a lot more exciting than an apple.
Yeah, I know,
I'm
right?
so confused. She's telling us at the start of stream, people are like weird. They see me in public and I say fuck and I destroy their mental image. And I'm like, where are they getting this mental image? What side of her are we getting that normal people are missing?
You're getting, well, so they get the family friendly. It's me, just with no swears. It's like I just said,
It's
same thing. Just different.
Are you? Is that just like?
Snack instead
Same
of-
thing, but different. I love that.
the same thing, but with considerably less dick.
Hey, Ringorf, what's going on, buddy? So,
Richard.
some things happened last week. Some things happened last week. Some better than others, but some things happened last week.
Darkest timeline.
Take it away,
Um,
Ryu.
Oh,
Can we play it? Can we?
really drunk. I don't want to talk about it. Jared came in chat and he started talking about things, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna explain this with John Madden.
That was the best thing.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's right. You understand. Oh, I forgot that.
Yo, yeah.
I love that I got almost
my
almost
God.
damaged entirely to death, and you're like, and the cat just walks over.
I drank a lot. I was like trying to remember stuff like I
After
know
watching
this.
that, seeing that it was going to a John Madden experience, I was really hoping for someone to be like, well, how are they going to win this one, Ryu? And he's like, well, clearly they're going to have to, do more damage than the bad guy.
They'll run the treasure
Quarterback.
over the end zone
Yeah.
to get the points.
I was in his chat for like 3 hours just watching him get drunker and drunker and drunker.
I feel like my life is lessened.
There is
Sorry. No, I'm sorry.
definitely somewhere there is a Twitch bot of this. If you want to share this in stream, I'm sure people will love it.
It was good. I think he stopped like 4 times going, why am I still alive? What am I doing?
That's every time I go live.
I ask that question every
You
time
know.
I get on the highway. Like, why am I still alive? What am I doing?
You guys would like to see it. There.
Also,
Ah!
every time I get on a plane, that's the same.
Oh God,
Valiant.
I don't. Why am I
Valiant.
alive? How am I alive? Where am I? Somebody knock me out and wake me up.
That's what flying drugs are for.
Yeah, Valiant. Yep.
I don't have
Ryu,
enough flying drugs apparently.
since you have had the most experience so far, explaining what happened last session, why don't we let you set the tone? Okay. Why
Oh
don't?
my god.
Can you do that for me?
Wait, right now?
Yeah, 100%.
Clip.
100%. I want you to set the tone. Mostly because of how painful yesterday was trying to build your next character.
Oh my god, no. I just had a lot of. I blame your chat.
I
They
also
threw
blame my chat.
A lot of squirrels. Your chat, and I saw a lot of shinies. And they're like,
Yeah.
Ryu, but look at this. But
All
look
I
at this.
know is that you were told to put your
Blood.
motor away, and I was really disappointed at what I saw when I looked up at the screen.
Bad. Okay, description of what happened last.
Yeah, just give me some. Let's start from mostly the beginning, if you can recall what happened.
I can't remember where we started when we went in. I know that we were standing right after
Neferani like took Xanjafar's finger and was like, no. And she was still standing at the door. I think Jared asked to go in and inspect the room, and she said that it was fine.
Yeah. Why was that?
Because he was polite. And I feel like that was part of it. I feel like it was. Because he was like half respectful and polite, and then also because he has like knowledge of all that.
You know, I think you're like 7% right.
Okay.
See, this is why you don't have me do this.
No, it's okay, right? Like that's there was
Yeah.
certainly some politeness that was involved with this, right? Like he didn't run in and charge like a demand to be in there. He brought some
Yeah, like
knowledge to the
me.
table. He was like, "Hey, I think maybe I should go in. I'm the only person that can speak ancient Osirian. Let's consider this." And that's when Neferani was like, "You know, you got a point, my guy. Come on in."
I mean, it's not true, but
but all you heard is like, let's go check out this chamber right now. But, oh, this Mav, there's a fucking snake.
If the burb was closer to me and would tell me what was on her burb mind, I would know.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Nobody
not gonna
knows you
happen.
speak Assyrian.
That's not
No. I just said
The
it
only-
wasn't true. I'm not saying anybody did anything wrong.
The only person I think to witness you speaking ancient Osirian was Abasi himself when you fucked with his dad.
True.
The burb never does anything wrong. Let's be clear. It just isn't
Too much right?
forthcoming.
Right.
Yeah.
Burb's very good at being a statue.
Very good at it.
So you were maneuvering around the sarcophagus when all of a sudden, snake attack. Not just any kind of snake attack either. An iron cobra leapt out, trying to snap at your face.
300 feet tall and invisible.
That is completely inaccurate.
An iron nope.
I was like, I don't think I was in the room.
That's
for that
Shackled City. That's not this game. And that's maybe 300 feet long, not tall, okay?
He just stands on the tip of his tail. He's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
That's a lot of
Look at
vertebrae.
that booper.
He protect.
Yeah.
It turns out he was only the pregame trap.
He was, in fact. He was a pregame trap.
Oh, don't call it pregame traps.
Yeah.
Oh,
Then we got to the
before I
main
went
chorus.
out to the bar, I found all those pregame traps outside.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep. Yep. Then you guys really kicked off the party with that Peruvian marching powder, aka Prince Blood.
Yeah.
We snorted Prince Blood, met the biggest of traps, and it disappeared through the roof.
Yeah. While you were fighting the Cobra, somewhere it was my favorite thing, and it was probably the least bright thing any character I think could do in that situation. When there is a fighter and a roguish type, at least in their style of fightings, fighting an object downward at the ground, and then a rogue decides, I got this! I'm going in! And then parkours over the sarcophagus.
Wow. It was pretty
Jumps
cool.
right into combat.
It was pretty cool. You got fucking destroyed.
You didn't even
He was right,
you.
it was cool, though.
That was you. Bub was like, hey,
No,
you might hit
no.
Ryu. Ah!
No, see, I gotta pass on this because I'm like, if I swing, I have a chance to hit Ryu, don't I? And you were like, yep. And I went, Ryu, and he goes, I don't care, go for it. And I hit the dice, and you went, you should have let me finish.
Yeah.
Don't ask
Yeah.
me things in the moment. I'm just gonna say that.
You did
I
lots
need
of
your
damage.
Permission to kill your character. That's
You did
all I need.
you did heaps of damage. In fact, I think it was something like 17 points of damage
19 plus
19.
8 bleed per turn.
and
Yeah.
8 bleed per turn.
Lovely.
If the chat hadn't been involved at all, you probably would have died like much faster or at least twice over.
Like 6 rounds before I actually did die.
Yeah.
Didn't somebody use a heal on me for like 4 health too in the middle of that, and then we didn't have any more?
Somebody used a heal on you because they thought that you had way more damage, and then I rolled really poorly trying to heal you. So
And I had full health anyway, and then Ryu's in the corner going,
Big blood out.
yeah, true enough. True enough.
the boss is like, my broken nail fixed itself. Cool.
Yeah.
I got my beard stitched into my chest. That was cool.
That was pretty
so-
cool.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
a
know
lot
why
of stuff's
it
been happening to
bothered
that beard.
like that. Yeah, it hair used in like ways like that just really ekes me.
Yeah,
You would
Ryu,
hate Native American medicine.
you got nard in your chest raccoon wounds, man.
Oof.
I mean, sometimes you just get nard all over your chest. It happens.
We've all woken up ashamed, I'm sure.
Yeah, me. That happens to me all the time.
It's not coming out.
I haven't.
Wait, what?
That's okay. I'll be that guy.
Sure.
I'll be the only one out here.
Don't worry, Bub. We'll nard your chest at Bub Fest this year.
Oh no.
Is it gonna be a team effort, or are we just gonna watch?
We're gonna hold him down and paint it on.
No.
Nice.
Not like this. Inevitably, you bled Ryu out on top of the Cobra. What wasn't immediately noticed was how the Cobra reacted. You guys were still following how combat was moving, and somebody was able to spot an actual trap. Who was
So
that?
to speak. I think I spotted it.
Pilakka, yeah.
I think that's
Blocker,
true. That's true.
And I set off the wrong switch. 'Cause there
Uh,
was
Hopefully you guys
kind
managed
of,
to blow yourselves up in the middle of a boss fight.
I noticed there was a mechanism, and
Yes.
I did call out that I thought that the key to stopping the snake might be there.
Mhm.
I didn't double check my info, nor did anybody else.
I didn't get the memo.
It was a guess.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good one.
Disarm
I think-
trap applied directly with the heel of your boot.
I don't actually think you declared that it was going to stop the Cobra. I think you said that it might stop the Cobra.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
And KO, taking advantage of the situation, not really capable of doing much most of the combat, he moved over and he made a decision. He just made the wrong decision.
yeah, easy.
Yeah. He happened to move the wrong jar. Because you guys noticed after the explosion went off that there wasn't a second explosion.
Mhm.
That's for a reason. One of them was meant to stop the Cobra. The other was a trap.
Was the one we found.
Yeah.
Was a trap.
Yeah, it was... Well, it was trapped.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
A trap that exploded all over each and every one of my friends, rendering most of them unconscious.
And dying. Mostly dead.
2 of
Yeah.
5. Yeah.
That's fine. They're fine now.
Yeah, did we stabilize? Are we all sorted on that?
There,
No.
there were a couple of things here, right? Like, you...
A
Man,
couple of things.
if I can remember this exactly how it's gone down, I think that Pilakka was stabilized, and I think that Xanjafar was also stabilized, but it was
No.
I
very
poured all of
close.
his liquor all over his chest.
No, because you said that before we left, like if you guys moved me, I would bleed.
We couldn't move you, but you are stable.
Yes, you were stable, but any kind of action
Movement.
will put you
Okay.
back into
Yeah.
bleeding. So you thought best rest. This is when we saw the woman, the prominent figure, Akentepe. Yes, she rose from her tomb in quite a fashion. She made a grand entrance as she heaved the lid of the sarcophagus off and made herself pretty well known. She didn't exactly,
What's up, boys?
yeah, she didn't exactly
Give
come
my
out all
shit back.
Michigan J. Frog style. She actually had some things to say that only Abasi could tell what it was. What was said, Abasi?
She asked for her shit back, which I very easily gave her, as I didn't want to get blown up by this 6.5 foot, 7.5 foot, whatever it was, tall, crazy Amazonian undead monster who just summoned armor to her own chest from a different chest.
Yeah.
So I told her that we're not here to cause any problems. Love your tomb. Very, very nice artistry. You have a good day now. And she said, I'm a god and I owe you guys. Peace later. And as she was phasing into the fucking sand dimension, I went, oh, can we rob your tomb? And she goes, and I was like, I'm taking Ozzy, yes.
Yeah. She noted two of you specifically. KO, who did she talk to? Who did she target?
Neferani and Abasi,
Why?
because they're marked. They have the marking on their head. There's her thief and her liar.
That's right. Which one is which?
Neferani's the thief and Abasi's the liar because it's true. No.
Wow.
There were some theories kicked back several times when this came about, but I, again, would like to hear some of your ideas. What do you guys think? Why does it say thief? Why does it say liar? And why is she referred to you as that, even with Abasi covering his forehead?
I think it's just her way of like being able to identify them because she didn't say anything to the rest of us. We weren't branded the way that they were.
Right.
But then again, it's also what I thought we had established is what they didn't want because it's like their mirror side, right? I'm not fully awake yet.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
anybody want to help
we
you?
did discuss that last time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was the mirror inverse of them.
It's supposed to be their nega form or whatever.
At
K-
least that's
yeah.
our beliefs, because I haven't lied at all. And
KO
she hasn't stolen anything.
is slightly quiet. This is correct.
So I'm only quiet on this. Like I'm loud on everything else, but
It
I'm
might
only
just-
quiet here.
It just might be Zoom, man. Zoom can get a little weird. You sound better now, but
Yeah, because I raised my volume.
yeah, not sure why. But yeah, that's accurate. You know, she was able to identify, right? You think that it's potentially some kind of like arcane mark, maybe? Which, as Pilakka would know, hell, even Neferani would likely know that anyone who can see into that spectrum is capable of identifying their mark. It's like a seal, right? It's almost like something that is unique to them. Is it safe to assume that Akentepe branded you from beyond the grave?
Seems like it.
Seems like it.
She identified us with possessive terms, so yeah.
You guys are
I feel like
basically
she can
cattle
give
now.
two shits about the rest of us.
So, do we feel like she was in the mirror though? Like if her body wasn't active, right? But was her like god form, myth form, like in the mirror and like going around? Like, was she watching this the whole time, or was she unconscious? That's my question.
Well, she clearly knows about us, as she could correctly identify shit we'd done in the tomb in speaking to me. But whether that was any more than just a trap, I feel like your blood was a magic catalyst.
Okay.
Nice.
Why his blood specifically?
The
Because
blood of a
he's the
pharaoh.
bastard son of a dude with a nice heart.
Yeah. He is the bastard son of the pharaoh, the Ruby Prince, Kismet III. That's important. Pilakka would note up to this point that blood definitely has power. Yeah.
Like has eaten a fucking jar full of it so far.
Why, though?
I would.
If you
I
could
find any.
If you could speculate outside of game, why would his blood have any power in this situation compared to anybody else's?
Because yeah, he's got the blood of the local royalty, who's not just like some elected official, but supposedly appointed by the gods.
Okay, that's a solid guess. Any other ideas?
So I assume.
It's all
Thought
the
we talked about
alcohol in
that.
its blood.
The high quality alcohol.
Yeah, could be
It's
that.
an anti-embalming agent.
That's not a really good guess, but
Maybe
we'll
it was
roll with that.
I'm just thinking the fact that he was like, it's because it's 90% alcohol.
Maybe it was the nard that mixed with my blood on top of the thing.
Or the fact that you had the mask on.
Yeah.
There is always that. That's an option. Yeah. But we've seen people in power enter into any kind of mythos or fantasy setting, and for some reason, do we have like any? You know, I'm actually going to pause. I don't want to plant that seed yet. I want to just give you guys an opportunity to discover some things. So I'm gonna wheel it back. I think we're just gonna open here with this. The last thing that was stated was KO. You spoke after she left of staying here and taking the gold, did you not?
Before she left, I had said that we're leaving here. I'm leaving here a rich man if we can't move Xanjafar.
That was what triggered her to open the thing, was that Donkor was making moves towards her stuff, and I was like, nope. I thought we were gonna have to have like a gentle, lovey fight.
And she just kind of opened up her wallet for us.
She did.
I mean,
She
I
did,
don't
in
know
fact.
this. I'm knocked out. But
I mean, you're not wrong. Like you're not wrong by any means. Why did that stop? Let's just try that again. Okay. That in mind, we re-enter the scene there. We pick back up with him stating that if we don't leave with Xanjafar, then I'm leaving a wealthy man. I'm leaving rich. You haven't had a chance to investigate the chests. Your door is blocked by an incredibly heavy sarcophagus lid. What do you do? What does everybody do here? Some of you are unconscious, but what do the others of you do?
I study the inside of my eyelids. Birds don't have eyelid. No, they do. It's weird.
I'm gonna go about trying to wake the bird up.
Okay. What is your hit points currently, Pilakka?
If I believe I was healed, wasn't I? I'm sorry. No, I take it back. I am at 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think you're at like 1 or 2. Just making sure that you're positive.
Halfway?
Damn it.
Yeah, close.
Wait, we can check this. I poured a cure light down his throat.
Yeah, and I think I healed for 2, and I
Yeah.
think I re-rolled it and everything, and
That's
it
right.
was
I
it
gave
was
you
like
Oh, yeah,
3
that's
and then
right.
2. Yeah, I remember this.
Oh, this is true. Courtesy of reputation that was spent very early on, 1 cure moderate goes into Ryu's backpack. 1 cure moderate goes into Nick's backpack.
I already noted I was here.
Cool.
Thank
Very
you
cool.
for that.
I was not paying attention.
Not a
I don't
problem.
think you were here yet.
I think he was. I just think he was dealing with audio issues.
Yeah.
I just got my chat back. Either way, I'm coming in as a game in Roll20.
Okay, no problem. It appears that Karami also bought a cure light for everyone.
Huh.
So that's 1 cure
Thanks,
light
Karam.
for everyone.
Thank you. I need to clear out my my backpack because it got burned off.
Yes, your backpack was completely destroyed. So most of your belongings were likely destroyed as well, short of
my
a couple
bongo?
of things. Your bongos, from my understanding, you never put them in your backpack. They were just kind of like subtly equipped onto the side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Abasi,
Yes.
where you stand, holding on to the opened wound, even though it's been battened down with your heal check, you know at this point, moving Xanjafar, the bastard son of the Ruby Prince, any kind of physical action will bring him to a halt. He will continue bleeding. He will likely die.
Well, Abasi currently agrees with Neferani and thinks that we should rest in this room. This is one of the last things that she told him.
So it looks like we're resting then.
Well, you want to flip the 1,000-pound door and try and climb out here with, what's left of Xanjafar?
Fair point. I mean, we did just see, what was that? Akentepe fly through the ceiling, so anything could happen.
You're not wrong, but I feel like she was by far the most dangerous thing in this hole. We thought you spent a night. I have the patience to keep alive.
Neferani, you hear them banter, talking about how they should be moving forward or handling things. And you can see your allies lying on the ground, mostly in heaps of themselves. Do you just watch? Do you move to the chest? Do you look inside the sarcophagus? What is your go-to here? What does Neferani do?
I'm gonna check on the burb.
Okay.
and then I'm gonna check on Ryu. Like if the burb's just sleeping, which I think is yes. I'm gonna go and take a closer look at the suddenly fuzzy-chested, bleedy one.
Sure. You move over to Pilakka, the Tengu witch. She seems fine. Ruffled, mind you. You can kind of get the sense that Gidak, the raccoon familiar, is paying very close mind and attention at this point, making sure that she is fine. There is constant fingers, the small raccoon fingers, like touching over her beak. But he watches on. The eyes sort of well up slightly, but never quite release any tears. It's likely the closest that Pilakka's been to death in a very, very long time. You think that she'll be fine, though. Time is definitely something that you'll both need. When you peer over to Xanjafar, who is infinitely more worse for wear, the bandages that have been tightly wrapped around his chest as Abasi watches on, even crouched down by the side, blood soaks through. It is saturated. And you realize that you're all running out of other things to change out these. That this is certainly going to need many, many forms of assistance. Maybe just time. You could just wait. Let the scab over, right? But you don't really know the severity of the wound. You didn't get to see it as close as Abasi did. Do you pull back the bandages at all?
Oh no.
Okay.
Who bandaged him up?
That would be Abasi.
We should probably wake up the burb. Because this doesn't look... No, Abasi, I'm sure you did everything you could. But this does not look like he's really good.
I don't disagree with you. This one, pointing at Xanjafar, is not good to go anywhere. Hell or high water, that door could get pushed in. He cannot move.
I agree. I think we need to rest in general and for his sake because I don't know about you all, and it sounds like we have permission to take some stuff when we leave. It sounds like we're going to have a lot of stuff to take, and we need his arms. And more importantly, we need his father not to kill us for, because I don't know about you guys, but I feel like that if we don't bring him out and his dad finds out he was with us, that it's going to be like Pook level angry, but with more God behind it.
Well, I mean, at least the Pook we can set on the fire.
Well, nobody's saying you can't set a pharaoh on fire. You just can't do it with me around.
And I don't even know it would work. I've heard some things. So maybe we should stay here and like settle and like rest a little bit and let his chest hair grow out. I don't know, something. It's can the burb do something about this?
No, you wake up, put a little bit of water in their beak and wake her up. Have you ever seen the nomads? They use horsehair to sew up everything.
Yeah, but that's not sewing. That's like sprouting. It's horrific.
Oh, it's built in. If anything, it's a little bit more spongy. Better room for growth.
Can we? I'm gonna. No one's getting the burb, so I'm gonna go back to the burb and, try and gently like.
The burb is begging me to press down on Xanjafar's throat right now.
Kind of like it. Well, you know.
No. The player playing the burb is. The bird is unconscious.
Right. I'm gonna poke the bird like, if we all got a cure light, right? That was right.
Yes.
Okay, so and the burb still looks kind of hurt, right?
Yeah, definitely appears to be worse for wear.
Okay, well, I'm gonna pour mine down the burb's throat because even though Xanjafar needs it more, well, beak, nostril, I don't know, whatever's open. The
just casual waterboarding.
Long-term, exactly, waterboarding with love. I feel like if I give it to Red over there, he's gonna die anyway. And then if we don't wake up the bird,
you got to get your white mage up.
True enough.
Come on, Gandalf, the.
Gandalf, the worse for the wear.
Right, the Gandalf needs a little help.
So go ahead, use your potion. Go ahead and roll for it. Are you using your Cure Light that you just got?
Yes, because that's all I should have, because the rest of them broke.
Go ahead and roll a d8 plus
Oops.
1. Okay, 3 is... Honestly, that's most of Pilakka's hit points.
It brings me up to half.
Yeah. You don't really notice anything physically. A lot of the features are obscured by dense clothing like robes or her feathers. You think that it worked, though. There was no choking, nothing additionally, so the only thing that you really notice outside of the wandering eye of our friend Ko. Donkor watches, but he can't help just look into the chest. When you glance back, the only thing that you really notice looking back to you is Gidok. One of his eyes is focused on you. You notice that he was assisting with what little he possibly can. He has his hands up, the mitts grabbing onto the open maw of the Tengu, helping hold, or at least you think he's trying. Do you try to wake Pilakka?
Do I, or are we still talking to Neferani?
Anybody? Does anybody try to wake?
Oh, yeah. After I pour the stuff down, I'm gonna, like... Bird! Bird! Peacock!
Do I wake up?
Bird!
Give me a perception.
Crit fail.
It's actually really good. Pilakka, you start to hear this almost faint sound, this call of your name, but what's more grating is the... Not even necessarily the squawk, but Gidok trying to follow in the steps of Neferani, and instead of poking your chest, Gidok is just slapping your eyeball. Just every time she says bird, the little paw comes down and slaps your eyeball.
I shove Gidok away and say, like kind of unceremoniously, and say, oh, damn it, still alive.
I'm gonna turn around and be like,
Still alive. That's the first thing you say when you wake up. That's great.
Usually, yes.
You know, it's better. At least he's not standing on the roof cawing every morning.
But we tried to save you. Oh, Bird, you're so funny. Let's... So, the prince dude, he's almost dead.
Ah,
And-
the red one.
Yes, we don't probably want that. So, can you help him?
Yes, I seem to remember a strong concussive force, quite a lot of fire. I think I could see what I can do. I've experienced this firsthand.
Oh, you've been hit by grenades before. That's lovely.
Technically, Bird, we all experienced it firsthand, but I think I get it.
True. Can I try to ascertain the extent of Ryu's damage?
Give me a heal check.
Stand up, dust myself off, bend down on that. There you go.
It's rough. It's not superficial. This is skin deep for sure, and muscle deep as well. This wound was not... I mean, it was definitely an accident, but there was no pulling of this punch.
Do I believe, based on it, that I can save his life, based on his current state?
Do you have the necessary tools or equipment?
Like surgery?
Not necessarily. I mean, surgery might be a thing, but stitching him up would probably help a ton at this point.
Sure, I do have a sewing needle and 50 foot of twine.
Yeah, that could work. Twine's not something that I would immediately recommend when going into the sewing process, but it's better than not having anything at all.
You can unwind the twine. into
Don't
little.
I have fishing wire?
Yeah, I was about to say, if anybody has fishing line, that would be 1,000 times better.
That would be ideal, actually, especially in this time
Yes.
period. That's probably the only thing that's the best thing.
I have a
Yeah.
spyglass.
That'll do it.
I'm gonna steal a spyglass. No, okay.
Throw it into his
I'll crush
chest.
it and spin it.
Make you a
into-
cyborg.
Yeah.
No, I mean I was just gonna pocket it.
I'm
and
like,
sell that shit.
oh,
So
I thought it was
that-
gonna be like Tony Stark or something. With just,
I
like,
mean, one of you guys
no
is
purpose.
holding his flask, so you could sell that instead.
Oh yeah, what if you were like a Tony Stark that was also a booze dispenser?
that'd be pretty sweet.
Just press on his chest and fucking bourbon comes out.
Yeah,
my
exactly. Tweak his nipples and
Lord.
the right
Lord.
one's bourbon, the left one's brandy.
Can you
Oh,
milk?
look at
me?
that! You hit them together, you got whiskey.
You can
Oh
look at it.
no.
You
Oh,
can milk
no.
anything.
So do you have fishing line?
I thought I did because that's what I had asked for, but we had written down with string or twine because there wasn't anything listed.
What about strands of silk? I have silk in my bag.
Hmm.
Would that be strong enough? I don't know.
Silk's pretty strong.
I thought this silk was like super strong.
Like is it
probably
unwoven silk? Is that what you're getting at, or do you have it in another form?
Well, I have written down rope and silk, so I assume it's unwoven.
Oh,
silk.
so you have a silk rope. Stitching you with a silk rope is, well, it's gonna be a whole different kind of After Dark play, my guy.
what if they took the threads apart though? Like if you untwine rope.
I could leave it down to a skill check if somebody would like to try. There's gonna be some serious
Sure.
finesse to it, though.
I have to move him and find his backpack and look at it first.
Yeah, we'd have to know it was there, and I don't think any of us knows it's there.
You could. I mean, you guys could try to just look through his belongings. Maybe he has a proper healer's kit, even that might come across.
Crazy thought. Yeah, has anyone checked any of the chests in there for maybe, I don't know, tools?
You mean the one that's blown up and then the other one that has gold and platinum?
this is a house.
blown up and full of gold. I don't know what's in that.
There's clothes in the other room.
Yeah, I have it.
He's took them.
I
This is a
am
house for
actually,
those who
like,
are already dead.
I'm like mid-run, and I'm just gonna, like, you took it.
Yeah, and the other thing is there's kind of something blocking your way before you can try to get to the other.
700-pound rock.
He points to the lid of the sarcophagus. It stands mostly to ceiling at this point. There's a very, very small gap between the bottom of it and the door.
A gap in the sarcophagus?
Between the door and
'Cause
the
it's leaning.
sarcophagus lid, because it's not completely like flesh flat. It's kind of
Oh,
kilted at an angle.
right. Okay.
It's fairly small. It would take a small figure to maneuver through. Someone could do it with a little bit of force from another person, or you could just try to move it.
Boot Geddock through the hole.
I could do that. What is he
Just
going
line
over
up
there to
his
get?
bony ass.
Sorry.
He's going over there to get some of the silk finery. Is that it?
Well, Kay already has all of it.
Yeah,
That's right, that's right.
I took the I took the outfit.
That's right. Well, realizing that Pilakka doesn't have anything quite correct for stitching people up, she's gonna just start looking for stuff that might include rifling through anybody's bag who's unconscious.
Sure. Let's take a look. I'm gonna pop open his character sheet here.
That narrows it down.
See
I
what's...
could go there, but I assume I'm currently attending to Xanjafar.
When you go through his belongings, you see a handful of things. Candles, disguise kit, which contains a significant amount of various clothing. Also some wild makeups, some unguents or salves, things like that can help kind of paint and change the way that his face looks in various lights. A quality thieves tool set. You notice that there's also a spyglass that looks like it's not used very often, mind you. They are incredibly expensive, and he seems to have a silk rope. Does not seem to be tainted by blood or dirt. Probably not used commonly in the wild.
Okay, I'm gonna take his silk rope and his face paint, some white face paint.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pocket the face paint and the rope. I'm gonna start stripping into threads.
Getting grave robbed.
I'm 100% robbing your stuff. I left you the spyglass. That's the valuable part.
Yeah.
This is true.
I just
Okay.
think this show might be useful.
So you find the silk rope, and realistically, you know that it's not even feasible to just stitch them back together with this, but feasibly, you could unwind the rope. It's going to be challenging, mind you. How would you like to try to do this?
I'd probably stick the tip of my scythe in and just kind of start like fraying some of the threads, like kind of stick it into the middle of the rope, and until I have a thread to pull.
Okay. And about how long would you try to make this sewing thread, this silk?
As long as possible. I assume if it's 50 foot, I would try to get the whole length as quickly as possible.
Like a 50-foot string? Silk string?
Yeah.
Or okay, all right.
Yeah, if I'm able to. I mean, let's say like 20 foot at a minimum before I cut it off.
All right, sure. Let's just assume that you are going to try to do this. Let's leave it down to... Man, it's going to be like all about precision at this point. So give me a dex check.
Okey-dokey.
Yeah.
Big old +1. Let's do it. Oh,
That is not
could be
exceptional.
better.
Not exceptional, but you could express things to your allies to see if it's something they might be able to do.
My hands are not what they used to be. Somebody, I need quickly strands of this to patch him up.
That might be a Donkor thing. My hands don't work at all.
I'll come over and try to help the bird. Well, I mean, I'm right there anyway, but yeah.
And like pop out a claw.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You are definitely capable of attempting this. You also have the ability, Neferani, that you can allow the others, or you can aid the others with success. You know that your bardic skills can improve their chances of success in this.
With which one?
You have the ability to grant them +2 on skill checks or any saves that they may need to make, courtesy of reaching level 3.
Oh,
Competence, I think.
let's do that.
Yeah, it's either confidence or competence. I can't remember which one it is.
Where it's not spells, right? It's
No, it is. Let's see. Should be in your additionals tab. It is Inspire Competence.
there. It is. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a performance. It's a feature of the bard. So long as she commits to this, you are capable of making checks realistically, so long as she continues with this +2 bonus. But she must be within 30
Okay.
feet of you. Small room, very easy.
I'm gonna start playing.
Okay.
It's gonna sound like Nickelback. Sorry. So
On
no,
bongos?
no.
Look at this phone.
That's talented.
It's gonna be All Star.
Oh, God.
No.
It's gonna sound like some ancient song called All Star.
Okay. All right. You notice as she begins to play the bongos, it seems to drive this inspiration upon you, and for some reason, your hands begin to steady. The shake of age seems to briefly fall away. They're steady.
Should I try again?
Do you try again? Do you ask
Yes.
someone else to try it?
No, now that my hands are steady, I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay, we're gonna give you a +2 circumstantial, and that's really good. I set the DC at like a 15, and you pretty much smashed it. So, very good.
All we needed was the bongos. We needed a little bit of background accompaniment.
Yeah,
Thanks,
everyone needs a
Smash Mouth.
montage. Everyone needs a montage.
Thanks, man.
You succeed. You manage to fray enough of it down that you create what you think is about 20 feet, give or take a feet or two, in twine, but a silk twine, silk thread.
Silk thread, okay. So 20-foot silk thread, and I'm gonna start going to town on them wounds, purifying things as I go along, perhaps with the booze if it's high proof, and smells like
even
it'll
have
do
any-
the job.
Do we have any booze left?
I don't actually know. Do we?
I don't think we did.
Well, I
We
know
might
it was
not.
a half flask of
that you
Alcohol.
threw, and then we used it to try to.
Did he use the whole half flask on pouring it on my chest though?
That's gonna be Abasi's call. He did it. He poured it.
Did you just pour one out on your homie?
I mean, I'm going to say that he probably did entirely because you were dead. He used everything that he had to ensure that you weren't dead.
That's right.
There's probably like a little bit in the bottom of the flask. I don't mention he went, oh, go get the last drops. But he probably just did one of these and then chucked it.
I'm gonna wake up so angry.
And sober.
I mean, you already threw it once.
I didn't break it though. I just threw it finessily.
Just pour some nard on his chest. It'll hold everything down.
Finessily.
Finessily.
Let's get a little product in there. So yeah, I don't know if we actually have booze. If we do, I'll use that. If not, I'll eat. And either way, I will use my healing hex on him as I go along.
Very recently had booze poured on him anyway.
True. I'll just use whatever booze is soaked into his clothes.
Maybe it got me slightly drunk from it seeping into my bloodstream.
Directly.
Would have actually.
Yeah.
You're actually very drunk and dying even worse. Your blood is thinned.
Okay. You commit to your healing hex, and this is, I'm guessing, what, a D8 plus your level?
It functions as a cure light wounds, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I can do that.
And then you'll need to give me a heal check. Neferani, do you continue playing?
Yes.
All right.
All right. Xanjafar, you're going to heal 10.
She is working with finesse. It don't make no sense.
The DC for this test is going to be one, you're going to need to strip away some of the things that are already there, so it's cleaned up for you. I'm going to set your DC at 16. Now, before you roll, remember, everybody at home, if you're watching, you guys can actually have impact in this game. While your reputation is pretty much sealed from this point going forward, sans a couple of heals, you guys can make things happen with subs. Every time we reach 5 new subs, luck rerolls are put back into the game. There's currently 1 in at the moment. You guys can make a difference if you so see fit. At the moment, we have 1. We have a max of 5. So
Could always use more.
Yep.
roll away if you're feeling comfortable.
I am. I did want to let that message linger a little bit before I let everybody know that I have a +9 to heal. Let's go. Shit. I still somehow fucked it up.
Hey, good roll, loser.
This is why we need rerolls. You never know what's gonna happen.
You have
Nah.
you are also going to get the +2, but it's not going to be enough. You just rolled
Can I
really lowly.
assist him to get him there?
It's so close.
Convince
That's at
me.
a +11.
Convince you?
How are you
Abasi's-
going to assist him?
Abasi's been down there holding him down the entire time, making sure he's not moving. He's laid the original groundwork for the healing and the bandages and trying to clean the wound. He's the most familiar with the wound. He's right there in the thick of it.
I feel like I'm gonna end up a cadaver at this point.
So fucking dead. I'm so
In the paint.
We're just gonna use him to practice for the next part.
Okay,
of it.
I'll give you a chance. I'll set the DC at 12. You have to make a heal check, Jared, of 12. If you succeed, you'll offer him the bonus. If you fail, you offer him nothing.
cool.
Let's go.
So I just want to let that linger for a second before I let everybody know that I have a heal of 9.
You also?
I do.
Wow.
That made it a lot harder to fuck up.
Why do you think I wanted to help? It's like his best stat.
Yeah. You succeed in aiding Pilakka here. And together, you two are capable of pulling apart the
Xanjafar?
semi-stitched wound as the beard and chest hair seems to just kind of like mat together. It takes moments, but you're capable of fraying it apart.
As she's doing that, she's like, I have no idea why I thought this was a good idea.
The boss is halfway through and he goes,
What the fuck did you just say?
I meant the beard work. The beard work. Very foolish. Very unsanitary.
nah, we poured, I don't know, rum, whiskey? What is that shit? He's fine.
I didn't think you had a choice, to be honest. I just watched the whole thing and then blew us up.
You're right about that.
You know, back in the day, I could just But nothing. Not a damn thing.
Meanwhile, you're just hearing like.
Yeah, and he's like, this used to glow? I could lay my hands on them and he would be better.
My hands are soaked in blood.
Yeah, it's messy, but you're confident. Every time you seemingly wipe away more blood, it just kind of keeps freely flowing. Ryu, you're going to lose 8. You would have lost 5, but because the hair binding is no longer there, you're going to lose 8. But they make quick work of it. That's all you're going to lose again until you're stitched. There's going to be some initial fall through of the blood, but it's dropped significantly with this job. What's your current hit points at? I'm curious.
5.
That's not exceptional.
Does that include the?
0.
Does that include the heal of 10?
Mhm.
Yes, he just lost
Good.
8.
Okay. Good. Okay. It's a good thing I was patching him up as I go.
Yep. If you had just waited to see what would have happened, he would have lost 8 more and started dying.
Well,
that would be like
no.
the 4th time, I think. Fourth.
usually when somebody's bleeding to death, I usually like to, just bide my time, see what happens.
Okay. You feel confident that you saved his life, if for only briefly. What now?
Well, that should do it for our prince. He will live, I believe. Does he look like he can be moved?
You don't necessarily think it's smart, but you could move him. If you had a way to move him with ease, if you had like a handmade stretcher, something of that sort, something to just put cloth and suspend him in a way that doesn't necessarily cause much duress to his body.
Wish I could cast levitate on other people.
I don't know about you, but I could really use a cleaning to get all of this ruby bastard off me hands.
There's running water about 5 feet away.
Yeah, that's a real good job there. Why don't you just run to that river for me?
I'm not the one who needs cleaning, she says, completely covered in blood.
Right.
Oh, yeah, your feathers are red naturally then. Also, I didn't know you had the ability to walk through walls.
Ah, yes. This is blocked, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You're a dwarf. That's all you people do is go through stone.
Oh, I'll go through feathers too if it suits me fancy.
Yeah. I really want to make a crack about the white mage.
Hey, I saved your life.
Then who will be there to bring you back? Next time you're exploded.
Oh, thankfully, so far I haven't been very exploded, as I was nice and far away when you idiot set off a grenade.
I would comment, but I'm unconscious.
Donkor is just looking at him like.
I'm just gonna be quiet.
Donkor, Nef, they take their time doing this, I mean, as much as they possibly can without him dying.
Right.
Do you just watch on through this bloody experience, or do you try to find ways to escape?
Well,
What's going on?
I'm playing bongos, so.
Okay, so you're maintaining that. That makes
Yes.
sense. All right.
Donkor still is still trying to figure out what the rest of the group is going to do after they're there, because he has this very big chest of gold and money that he still wants to rifle through.
Are you going to rifle through it?
Not until I get the okay, because I don't want someone stabbing me in the back.
We also haven't checked the sarcophagus itself or the other chest.
True. I guess I should probably just be attending to Xanjafar, so if somebody else wants to loot that, I won't stop you.
I'm going to try and open the door
All right.
so that we have the ability to get out of here should the need arise.
Okay. Due to the sheer size of it and the angle of the room itself, I'm going to set this at a DC of... Oh boy, let's see. Let me see what your strength is here.
Oh no! Don't look at me, stats.
DC
Yeah.
of very high.
I just need to know if you're capable of doing it. Man, it's large. Like the reason that this is difficult is because of just the size of the room itself. This obviously wasn't meant to be discovered by grave robbers, so they also weren't expecting the lid to pop off like this. Feasibly, you could push it through. Not through the door, but you could push it down. But it will require a
I'm
strength
just
check.
trying to get leverage, turn it a little bit so that it can push and fall against the other wall.
Give me a
That way I can
strength
climb
check.
over it.
Let's see what you got.
Oh, well, when you put it that way.
It's not terrible. Not terrible. You can feel it budging, but there is still some struggle. As you're starting to push it, you see that there is what looks to be like a sconce that has been held in the wall for so long that if you kind of push onto it, it may not give you a very large berth for you to get through, but you should be able to leap over it. Do you try again?
Yeah, try and plant my stubby feet.
You could use the shovel as like a.
Well, it's
counterweight.
700 pounds. I'm pretty certain I'll
Break the shovel.
Yeah.
snap my shovel and we might need it to get out.
I mean, just to get a better grip, like just to jimmy it a little bit.
Well, I mean, the other thing is he's as tall as he is wide, so he's got really, really good. I'd imagine he's got a really good
Grip strength.
stance for that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, low center of gravity.
Yeah.
What was about that grip? Low center of gravity.
With Neferani playing the bongos, you are capable of shifting it slightly, but you met the DC, even or odd, in your favor.
Well, we have rules
We
about this
always
kind of
go odd.
thing. So
All right.
Odd or die.
Hey, calls odd.
it fucking
even.
lands on him.
It's even. You begin to push until you begin, like, if you feel it actually shifting, and then it gives a little bit, and it starts to rock. Like, as it begins to fall backwards, it sort of teeters due to the weight. Do you continue pushing again, or are you just going to let it fall back to its resting position?
Well, Neff, you might want to take a step. You never know with heavy things. And then he's gonna try again.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Let me
look
go on
up
the other
and
side
kind
of
of like bongo over, because I want him to like. I'm gonna keep playing because I want him to not fail this.
Yeah, I understand. Go for it. Let's see what you got.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on the other side of Xanjafar here.
I'm just gonna use it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna use the
Use an
reroll.
electric roll. Gotcha. Yeah. You got it. You
I'm so
you
scared.
got it. With the assistance, you see it rocking. You try to take advantage of its momentum, and as you're pushing it, you finally just put your back into it and you just shove the thing across. It bashes into the sconce, tearing it off of the wall, and the lid itself falls, like almost turning so. So the top of the sarcophagus lid is actually now facing you. It's just tilted. It's stuck.
See, what did I tell you? Well within your wheelhouse.
It's stuck against the wall and the floor, but now you're capable of more or less hoisting your body over the remainder of the lid.
I'm gonna check it to make sure it's secure in its stuckness.
Oh yeah. It's
the last thing let's step on it. Oh fuck!
yeah. No, it's definitely it's
End up
in
in
there.
the sarcophagus.
It's very secure.
Cool. So now we have a way out. I'm gonna get up onto the door and prepare to go to the water to clean myself. But I'm gonna turn around and take a look in the sarcophagus before I go, because I just want to know if I see anything laying there. Like, oh, here's her other shield.
Sure, give me a perception. Okay. Peering into Akentepe's sarcophagus, you do see some things. Interestingly enough, for one reason or another, you didn't see the inside of the lid of the sarcophagus having any kind of gold leafing whatsoever. It was not golden, it was just made of stone. But inside of the sarcophagus, where the body was meant to lie and rest, it's gold. It's gold leafing, mind you, that it's been laid in various parts of it, but you can tell it's leafing because it's been clawed away. There are marks of gold that's been almost like pulled out, like it's been stripped out by nail on either side of the sarcophagus on the inside. And there is blood that stains the wall's length probably at least the length of the arm. Some up near the head, but it seems to stop, and what rests just above where the head lie, which has made an indentation, moisture setting into the gold leafing, excuse me, for so long, is a mask, a funerary mask, which seems to match an image of a very beautiful yet somewhat masculine woman. Strong jaw, very predominant orbital bones, but it's a very soft face. It does not have a beard at all. It's made of gold, where the others were made of various bits of unguents, bits of clay or stone. This is made of gold.
Oh, fuck me, look at that. And he'll point out the mask to everybody else. Go, looks like Akentepe was holding out with that funerary mask. Though, I will say, you might not want to sell that. You just thinking you could upset certain godly powers. Yep, don't worry about it. Just don't fuck with... I'm going to go clean myself. And he's going to turn and hop down into the hallway.
You want to mutter to the rest of the group, but not loud enough that Abasi can hear. He's be like, the last thing I wanted to do is have another mask stuck on someone's face.
Wow. While
Ryu wakes up and goes, fuck you, man.
Really, though?
As you walk to the fountain and you wish to clean your hands of this blood, you've been a Pommet your entire life. You've guarded tombs for as long as you can remember. And any time you've ever checked a tomb, there has never been claw marks internal to the tomb. Where dead men lie, it's just that. The afterlife isn't so promising to those that you've guarded. It may be less startling for you to immediately understand that she'd been buried alive.
Which is weird, given everything we've seen.
Like the mummification, the
We entered this room, and the first thing Neferani said is that this room just oozes of someone who was loved, who was put here with love, who mattered, but they were buried alive.
Might have been part of some ritual.
But
she did also say, did you explain to us that she had said that we went against the previous pharaoh, not the current one, the previous one?
I haven't said anything about what she said yet.
Okay, then never mind.
Yeah, no, I kept her conversation to myself so far because nobody's asked. We were busy saving lives. And then he took a moment to get away because Abasi is a little upset right now as he almost watched somebody die when he should have been easily able to heal them with holy magic he no longer has. Plus, he doesn't like the undead. And we've had a lot of talks about how he doesn't like the idea of the undead being raised. Never mind people being put in still alive.
You make your way to the fountain, and you clean your hands. Do you have any thoughts? Do you say anything? Do you look around you? Anything at all?
He's not going to say anything out loud. He does want to make sure that they're still safe. There's a few things that Abasi can still do. So once he's clean, he wants to make sure that this is secure. Nobody's like showed up and brought themselves in here because he knows that like way down there's the illusionary wall, but that's not safe. It's just a false wall. We found it.
Fair. All right. Then I leave that to those in the room. Neff, you don't think there's any reason for you to continue playing the bongos? There's not an immediate point to it.
But I like it. Now stop. Yeah. You know. So I'm not covered in blood.
No.
I don't have anything that I need to do. So I am going to make a point that in my point that we should stay here, I'm going to not get out my bedroll because it's ash and curl up in a corner and try to go to sleep.
There's only one corner that's really available for you to relax in. The other two have shards of chests And this would be the bottom left corner, this here. Go ahead and move to the map screen so everybody can see. Okay. Nev moves over, and with clarity, she seems to draw herself up. She rests, placing her head against the stone. Donkor, Pilakka, you can see this. She's already expressed that she probably needs sleep, or that we should just be resting, regaining our strength. You really don't know what waits for you above.
I would like to... Are either... you said one of these chests was destroyed in the explosion? And the other one contains platinum?
The chest nearest to you, the one that you were all three standing next to, this chest was rocked. The lid was blown up, like it was literally thrown off the chest itself, exposing the gold and some other coin, various jewels.
Okay.
The other still remains.
Oh.
Okay.
Blown up.
That one I am absolutely not touching, just in case. I guess if I'm pretty confident that Xanjafar isn't just gonna like kick it, then I'm gonna go over to the running water and start washing up as well.
Gotcha.
Cast purify food and drink, refill my witter skins.
Gotcha. Sounds good. That leaves you, Donkor.
So Donkor is going to step away from the chest. So that way nobody thinks he's going to take anything while they're not looking. What he's going to do is he's going to take his bedroll out of off the side of his bag, because I'm assuming it's probably hanging off the side, and then offer it to Neferani. Be like, I'm used to sleeping on the floor, so if you want my bedroll, it's there. And he's going to place it down and just huddle up against the wall and sit down.
Okay. Neferani, do you take that?
I will stand up and I will give him a hug. And hopefully he doesn't push me back into the wall. And then I'll take it.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't stop the hug.
Okay.
He just looks at it like, this is awkward.
A bizarre embrace, for sure. Not something that you were expecting, but Neferani has
good with awkward.
Definitely shown new sides of herself. It's foreign at first. Probably the first hug that you've had unpaid for in a long time.
It's so sad to think he's paying for hugs.
Well,
I mean,
don't judge people in whatever walk of life, Jared.
I just need a touch. Listen, no, I'm not looking to spend the night with you. Just $5, hug me.
Just a little bodily contact.
Professional cuddler.
Japan.
Yeah.
It's sad because I can, with this particular character, like, I can see that happening.
It definitely goes a little unwarranted, but not something that you shirk away. It takes you a moment, but you kind of pat the back of. Are you think you're the back patting type?
No, he's kind of like he would be like, what do I do in this situation? Because then he'll just like kind of hug her back and then just quickly be like, okay, we're good.
Okay. Okay, perfect. I like that. She takes the bedroll and she rests. Sounds like you're going to sleep as well. Panning back over to Pilakka and Abasi. It's just you two. The sounds die out in the opposite room. There was a momentary stir, but it's fallen to silence. The only thing that you can now hear is the sounds of the water falling from Abasi's hands as he rinses them. Do you engage in any moments, or do you just wish to go through the motion and rest?
Actually, yeah, I want to ask, so, in these tombs, running water usually a deterrent for the undead?
I mean, it's not been proven. I consider it to be a little bit more of a superstition, but if they're going to make any defenses against... I mean, you were unconscious. She's huge. And she just got up and blew a 700-pound rock away like it was nothing.
Is she who?
Akintepi?
Akintepi is a she.
I blew me mind
Fascinating.
too. It wouldn't blow me mind more since he's over 7 feet tall. Oh, that was what got me.
Height not so important. The fact that she is still alive, very important.
Well,
Where
I mean,
did she go?
She
The tomb
kind of,
was empty.
yeah, well, she took the shield and she took the sword, and then she turned her armor into sand and absorbed it until she was battle ready, and then she blew a hole in the roof.
Curses that I was unconscious for this. Fascinating. And was she perhaps undead looking? Rotting flesh? Stinky?
She's definitely been dead for a while. Though, looking at the inside of that tomb, she wasn't put there dead. But now she refers to herself, and I quote, as a god, and then did things I've never seen mortal men do.
A god is loose on Wati?
Well, I'd be a little bit more, you know, a little bit more terrified of the shaky hands and all that, if not for the fact that she kind of referred to Neferani as hers and said she owed us a favor. Well, I don't know many people besides gods that having a favor to is a really good idea, you know.
To what capacity is she a god? But if she is truly a deity, then being owed a favor by a deity could be quite a boon.
It could also be kind of terrifying when it turns out she's not really a god and the actual gods come a knocking. But seeing as my shit don't work anymore, I'm not too worried about that.
In all my years, I have not seen anything like this firsthand. It's been a long time. I wonder if this makes me in her service as well.
Well, listen, if I had to pick between her and the Pook, I would definitely side with her.
Oh, absolutely. I plan on killing the Pook.
Oh, well, it's good to know I'm not the only one harboring dark thoughts. That probably explains why I don't glow anymore.
Yes, I believe his resources could be of quite a bit of use to us, but he is unlikely to part with them if he still breathes.
Well, for now, I can tell you there's probably more money than the book has in his back pocket, sitting there underneath underneath Xanjafar and next to Donkor. Did you not see all the platinum?
Wait, I'm on top of the chest?
Well,
Am I just like lumped over it?
laid you over the loot?
We made a little cot out of coins, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that is currency. I thought it was paperweights.
Have you been talking to Donkor then? Because that, it sounds like a thing he might have said. Don't worry about the heavy rock. I'll take it all myself.
Let's what's the word I'm looking for? Rewrite the story on that one. I want to go back. I want to retcon that. So that's totally what happened.
Donkor's fucking rich, convincing everybody the shiny rocks don't matter.
Very well then. I still think I shall kill the Pook because I don't like him.
Well, it's good to know that you're a little psychotic, but you're direct.
You're not planning on telling anyone, are you?
Oh, God, no. That idiot's got it coming. The only thing I'm worried about right now is not getting eaten before we get out of here.
Good, yes. No, about that. When are we to go? I suppose we ought to rest up for the journey out.
Yeah, we'll see how Xanjafar is doing in the morning.
Is it night? I can never tell down here.
You know, I haven't the bloody clue, but at this point, I could sleep for days.
Agreed.
Abasi's going to try and move this chest in front of the gap.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna post up in the corner, make some tea. A little spark on the cauldron.
Well, if you're going to go in that room, then I'll move it to this door.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah. We can have
wasn't
more
planning
space to roam in.
Yeah.
So, are you trying to move the larger of the chest?
Larger, not gold chest.
Yeah. Okay, I got.
I was looking at distances on it when people were talking, and I was like, "Yeah, it's like 4.5, 5 feet wide. This is like a 6-foot doorway."
Gotcha. Whoops, that is not what I meant to grab. Damn, thought I was looking at the right
sand
thing.
makes it look so good.
It does, though, right?
Oops, a dragon pops out of the wall. You're all dead.
Been there before.
Played that game.
We told you it was trapped. Yeah, but I didn't care.
But
Okay.
I didn't think you meant that kind of trapped.
You
And then
are
I want to
good.
lean, because this is just Abasi's thing when people go to bed. I want to lean all 5 of the javelins over it and then try and tie them down to create a makeshift barricade.
Okay, all right. Sure. Let's give you an opportunity here.
Yeah, man. You know he's bad at making traps, though.
You can try.
Dex it for me. Let's see what you got.
Oh, of course. Dex. That stat. People have that.
Well, you can't muscle a trap into it.
Fuck.
Or could you?
Oh, thank God.
All right.
Wow.
You take your time.
It's the only way.
It is the only way. With some unnatural grace, you almost guess that Neferani's bongos encouraged you from beyond the room. Like the lasting feeling remained, and you were capable of placing together, while rudimentary, effective, a trap.
Nice. I have set up a makeshift barricade, and I'm going to park my ass in front of it, get my still in one-piece bedroll out, and go to bed. Maybe just
Okay.
slightly around the corner.
All right, then if everybody is going to go to bed, assuming that Pilakka is going to commit to some kind of ritual before going to bed as well, resting.
Pretty much just recovering and preparing spells.
Then Ryu, I would like for you to give me a 30% range of chance out of 100.
Or you just die in the middle of the night.
I would like to say I'm checking on him occasionally.
Okay.
71 and up, so that it reaches round to 1.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
All right. KO. Give me a 30% range.
Can I have one of you doesn't just wake up in the sarcophagus?
What did you say?
40 and up.
40 up. Okay. All right.
Wow.
And then I'll give a 15% chance to Pilakka.
You know I'm not gonna get this. 69 and up.
Correct.
Nah.
I don't know if we wanted this, dude.
Yeah, I don't know that we wanted it. Every time
Oh right.
I pick a range, it's bad.
A very uneventful evening.
Thank God.
Things go for the first time incredibly smooth. Interestingly enough, nobody took watch.
Too tired.
Too tired.
You guys
Normally,
Xanjafar, I thought you were watching shit.
I was dying.
I have my finger on my nose. I don't know if anyone noticed.
normally the encounter chances are lower, but I increased them because nobody said they were taking a watch, and you guys got lucky. Nothing happened. Who would awaken first?
I don't know.
Abasi? He's used to
think-
sleeping underground.
There's that. Pilakka probably has some of that old person thing going on where like you can't stay asleep and you're up at like 4 a.m.
Yeah,
at Boston Market.
sure, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why does that already feel like me?
Yeah, same.
I'm still up at 4.
Because he
You
stays up
probably-
until 6 a.m. every night to get patch notes on fucking 7.
You probably awake first. You likely rise before the others. Gedok wakes with you. What does this look like? Do you pick yourself up, brush yourself off? Do you immediately drink water? What is your normal ritual post-wake?
Yeah, she would probably go and sort of like splash her face off and maybe do a little bit of bird bathing.
Not gonna lie, I definitely expect you to go still alive. Damn it!
No.
Amazing.
This time she knows she's alive. She's like, no, I'm not getting an early out this time. Gotta keep living as we have for the past couple centuries.
Yeah, that early out turns over that
Early.
10K birthday. Yep. You take to the flow. You splash it up on your beak, on your face. You probably still have some of the same mannerisms that a lot of other birds do. It's likely that you kind of frill the moment that you splash water on yourself. You may even like naturally kind of exactly what you just did.
I hope you don't walk back into the room and go start splashing yourself with all the sand.
It's
Like, what the fuck?
like a little like wing Twitter, yeah.
You gotta do a
Brilliant.
little dance too, like.
Boss just wakes up like,
Knowing that you were the first awake, do you wake the others or do you just wait it out?
Nah, just wait it out.
Okay.
No, Pilakka's probably missing her alone time by now.
Sure. Abasi, Neferani, Donkor? Early
Donkor-
risers or late
Donkor is
risers?
probably gonna be like in the process of waking up. Probably grab what's left of his water skin and one of his rations that he still has in his bag, and just contemplate how he got here.
That's fair. That's fair, to be honest. And you
So-
do just that. Go ahead, Nef.
Oh, I was going to say, I wake up the same way I did last time that we woke up in character, which is I don't unless I have to. I'm basically doing the equivalent of like covering my eyes and ears, like, no. I wake up like a teenager, full 100%. I don't want to go out of my sleepy state teenager. So I am not going to get up unless somebody makes it worth my while. I'm just going to kind of like, get away.
Donkor, she seemingly bats up and away at you.
I was just gonna look over and be like, "Do you have trouble waking up in the morning all the time?" I'm going to take that as a yes.
You should.
Well, I don't see. The snore is just what got me.
Sorry.
Well, then, if you do decide to rise, I have an extra ration in my bag. And I'm assuming we're leaving this place today, hopefully. She's taking out her hand.
Okay.
He goes to sift through his bag, and the last ration that he has, he just places in her hand.
I'm just gonna take it and like grab it into my.
She curls back up around the dried meats and bits of dried fruit as well. It's definitely a comfort place. You can quickly identify as much. You hear movement from the opposite room, Donkor.
He's gonna ignore that. He's gonna look towards Xanjafar because he's going to assume that it's either Pilakka or Abasi, either that or they're dead, and someone's gonna come and kill them anyway.
Sure.
you think Abasi's gonna die quietly? Stop putting holes in me, no!
Xanjafar's
Shit, we're
color.
under attack.
Xanjafar's color seemingly regulated when you peer over at him. It seems to be as normal as possible, despite the amount of blood that dried into his clothing. He's breathing normally. A night's rest was good for him. Everybody that rested, you will gain back your full constitution to your hit points.
Oh, thank God.
Just to clear this up for the umpteenth time, you cannot overheal.
Oh, I can't have 68 health. fucking
No,
health right now?
no, you can't.
Full constitution value, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, not
Not
the
the
mod.
score of the value. Yeah.
It's really
8
beneficial
hit points.
early on, but
Yeah, at least get back one con. So,
So
that's
even
good.
Xanjafar, or do I have a penalty?
oh, even you.
Okay.
You
Wait,
got a full
wait.
rest.
The
Yeah, but
the
since it was like
Not the mod, the score.
the score. Okay, all right. Just make sure.
The big number.
The big number, not the little.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because if
Mine's
I'm
not
healing
that
back,
big.
I was about to say, if I'm healing back the mod, I'm losing out.
Me too, dude. That's where I'm at.
It's always a minimum of 1, even if you have negative.
God, you scrubs! I healed 18.
Oh, look at me, the paladin.
The paladin with those spells.
Yeah,
Can't
who
heal
needs
anybody.
spells? Who needs spells when you have 18 Constitution points?
I can only heal myself.
Yeah, at least you can. You don't need spells to heal yourself.
Do you try to wake Xanjafar up?
No, but what Donkor is going to do is he's gonna take the noble's outfit out of his bag and just place it on top of him to be like, you might need this.
Are you gonna say that? Are you gonna say
No,
you might need
he's
this and just
No, it's just
You
what
just
he's
you just
thinking.
think it.
Throws
He,
it on
he might
him.
need this. Yeah, sure. You cover up his body. Pilakka, at this point, you'll hear that there is movement from the opposite room, even if it is in hilarity's sake gesture, a snore. It seemingly falls back to a dullness, but there is movement coming from the opposite room.
I will vaguely remember that other people besides me almost died yesterday,
Yep.
and head over into the room to check up on Xanjafar and see how he's healed through the night,
Sure.
and if he's still alive, I guess. Just don't make this the end of SLC Punk.
Yeah, you move over, and
too soon?
you can actually see that it looks like, as you enter the room, it seems as if Donkor is actually covering him with some kind of a blanket.
So he's passed then.
Oh,
No,
That certainly lightens our load.
no, he hasn't passed. I just decided that he might need new clothes when he gets up, considering the fact that the ones he's currently wearing is, well, they're kind of destroyed.
Yes, a good observation. I suppose you're correct. Well, let's see how he healed through the night, shall we? And I pull back the blanket.
Sure, when you peel back the blanket, you can see that the blood is definitely dried to the skin. It's dried to the clothing. It looks like the thread is holding. It appears to be at least of enough quality that he'll make it out of this. The color has returned to his face. He's breathing normally, if only a little pallid. That's mostly normal.
I must say, I impress myself sometimes. He was on the brink of death. I pulled this one back. And not the other way.
Well, the amount of potion we shoved down his throat, definitely.
Yes, all of you acted quite well, and did well to bring me back to save him. If he does not heal soon, though, I fear we may just have to leave him.
Xanjafar, give me a perception, please. You're sleeping like a baby.
He's passed.
He just stops breathing.
As soon as you're like, really, we're better off without him, he just dies.
His body deflates.
Claire! Into actual rubber.
You hear nothing. You're not awake, or you do not waken to this experience, despite the decibels of the shrill voice of Pilakka. You are incapable of jarring from this. However, Neferani, that is not the case. Despite your best attempts, Pilakka's loud.
I'm not lowering my voice at all for her. Like, not even cognizant that there's somebody still asleep.
Bird.
Cat? Cat? Cat. Yes?
I'll just start chewing on my jerky, giving her the look, like the crappiest look ever, which for me is not really crappy. It's more like,
Getting your protein. Good. She like doesn't get it at all. Just thought she was calling attention to her beef jerky eating.
God.
I was just gonna look at this and just be like, this is a real interaction between people.
It is a most awkward interaction. You, working inside of the merchant's market, you have come across your fair share, right, of oddballs. But this interaction, this might take the cake. Yeah, so many different wavelengths between the two of them, yet somehow they function together.
Somehow this whole group functions.
Somehow.
Not on anybody's wavelength, man. Sorry.
It's like failing forward.
She thinks it's adorable. It's part of your burb charm.
That I have no idea what's going on ever.
Yeah, I mean, she's annoyed for like as soon as like the first bit of like rations hit her stomach, she's like, ah, that burb.
I like how you call it. It's the burb charm, and she's like, when you die, I will drink your blood and take your eyeballs.
And she'll be so good with them.
Yeah, well, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
They'll be used.
Right?
Abasi,
It's wasted. It's reduce, reuse, recycle.
I was getting ready to say
Yeah.
Exactly.
Abasi, you will likely waken to the sounds of conversation opposite the room, despite your best attempts of remaining asleep as well, getting as much shut-eye as you can for the journey ahead. You feel like you've had plenty of enough rest, and they're not getting any quieter.
Well, I will get up and move my chest out of the way. And
Okay.
reclaim my javelins.
You do just that. It takes little to no time. You set it up, you know exactly how to take it back down with swiftness.
It's true. I guess I will waddle my tiny ass into the sarcophagus room,
Okay.
climb over
There's
the door,
A trudging
hop into the sarcophagus.
before a hoisted leap, and you
Oh,
see
good. He's still
That's-
alive, right? He's good over there?
Yeah, he's fine, but that's a hell of a way to make an entrance.
Yeah, well, I haven't been able to stop thinking about this thing all night. And the boss is just checking out the mask.
he lifts a golden mask from the sarcophagus.
And
You know-
you can keep that away from me.
Well, I can imagine that only you're going to want to touch this. No. But I have a lot of questions. You've noticed, Xanjafar. Xanjafar, fuck it. Donkor, you spent the night in this room. You've seen it, right? You looked. And he's kind of motioning to the inside of the tomb, or the inside of the sarcophagus.
Yeah, we were in this room. Nothing happened until now. You're touching a mask.
Not that. Akintepe was put into this alive.
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Oh, I thought for sure you'd notice the missing gold inlay.
Why would they do that to her?
That's a really good question, given how nicely this was all put together for her.
Perhaps they were ashamed.
Perhaps she was already a monster.
Xanjafar perception.
Wow.
That's significantly better.
So perhaps somebody has my fucking flask.
I was gonna say.
My flask senses are tingling.
We moved on to the next thing, but I was gonna try cutting off his beard and see if that woke him up.
What's left of his beard?
Oh
I already
Yeah, right.
off most of it. Yeah.
That's
Xanjafar.
Booze compels you.
A pitch shifts throughout the room, and you recognize it as Pilakka. You awaken, stammering at first, but you'll eventually get your bearings. What do you do?
I would probably
don't
come out of
die.
it pretty hard. Like if I was in a super deep sleep, I would just wake up like,
Headbutting me in the face.
Good lord.
You gotta fuck with him at TwitchCon or something.
I would wake up and check my beard and notice that it's still gone. It didn't grow back. And then I guess I'd inspect my chest slowly and then kind of look at this giant gaping wound. Kind of like tilt my head like whatever. And then just ask for my alcohol. Did you get the flask?
I'm going to make this very, very clear now, just so it doesn't pop back up. There is
Okay.
no more alcohol. It was
No, we know.
100% used.
But I don't know that though.
It was put to good use. Most of it ended up back in you.
Okay, good.
It's like you drank it.
Bossy's looking at the mask. He's like, "You ever have immediate regret about saving someone?"
I'm beginning to wonder why you did.
I don't feel so good though. Is it cool if I just kind of chill here?
I I
We
would
don't have
prefer
much of
that
a
you
choice.
do,
On the
or else
ground.
my handiwork may be wasted.
Oh, nice. This was you?
Mostly me. There was some help from the short one.
Well, not to be fair, it's about half the bird and maybe about half Donkor there when he hit you with that grenade.
Yeah.
And then he'll hop out of the sarcophagus still looking at the mask.
I'm just going to sit here.
I hit an entire room with a grenade, apparently.
Oh, that is fair and true. You did manage to equal terms, almost kill all of us.
Well,
It was unintentional. We all make mistakes.
had the other
Some
rogue
of them are
waited
lethal.
1 second, I was coming to check the traps. I will note that. I was coming over, and then I was blown across the room.
This is true. I saw you hit that all right. You see where the red stain is? Yeah, that one.
Nice.
Which red stain of his?
Oh, no, that one's the birds.
After he says that, you kind of look around briefly, and yeah, there's a significant amount of blood spread across the room. And uncannily enough, it's mostly Xanjafar's.
You know, at this point, I think your blood is at least 80% potion.
Retroactively, I want to specify that right before Pilakka hit the wall, she made a praise the sun gesture, so that's what's there.
The next group of people that come into this tomb are going to be like, what happened in this room? There's blood everywhere. And what in the...
If only I could be so gloriously incandescent.
Xanjafar, give me a will save.
Why? Already? He just woke up.
Very good. Very good.
Uh,
You notice when he says that most of your body might be occupied or filled with potion, the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. And you have this sudden urge, even if it's only minor. You stave it off. Doesn't sound bad right now. You're feeling a little under the weather. You could feel a little better for certain.
Oh, fuck, that's right.
I think I'm just gonna stay. I'm gonna stay seated. Seated. And then I'm gonna look at the sarcophagus and be like, so, what's in that thing?
A mask.
Another one?
Yes.
Yeah, another one. There was something else in there, but it's, walked off.
You can't wear this one either. It's
Wait.
mine. It's not for you.
Can I detect magic on that?
If you detect magic, you should check our foreheads too.
True. Yeah. I guess I would be looking at him. At Abasi as well.
You can cast detect magic. That's fine.
We don't blow up, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna, do like a fart check over in the other room. Like when you're on a plane, you don't know how it's gonna go. Old George Carlin bit. Where you let out a test fart.
It's kind of good that you do.
Oh yeah.
You would be surprised to find out that you have to roll a D1000.
Oh, I'm shocked, guys. I can't believe this.
Surprise!
I'm so glad you went in the other room.
Like they do it to us every week.
I mean, if you guys were just not so damn likable.
Maybe if he didn't detect magic every 5 steps.
So most of these games, he runs like 2 rooms over and goes, "Meh. Oh, we're good."
Okay, I need for you... Huh.
I don't like this.
To die.
Assign a number 1 through 4 for each of them.
Oh,
Oh man, you're asking me to rank my friends? Wow, dude. Hold on,
Swipe right.
I'm gonna say 1 on Abasi, 2 on Neferani, 3 on Donkor, 4 on Xanjafar. Sorry to whoever I killed. I'm just going in order of who's in the room here.
Xanjafar just turns into
All
a
right.
chicken.
I already don't remember that order, so I'm gonna let you recall it.
It's
fuck!
It's
Okay.
Abasi.
Okay. All right.
Well, you know who always remembers being number one?
As he exits, excuse me, as she exits the room at this point, she attempts to turn on detect magic, but then there is a brief moment where it fails before it turns on. You have no idea what just happened, why there was a delay in the action, but your detect magic triggers. You peer into the field, and everything seems fine.
I'm gonna clonk the side of my head so my eye like spins correctly.
Sure. Do you peer back into the room?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah,
ya?
I do.
It's at this point that you turn around to peer back into the room to identify whatever it may be, to see if there's any magics lurking about. And you could actually see that there is a tether of runes that extends from your body to Abasi's. A line of magic between the two of you.
Fuck.
Are you soul linked?
You don't know what this means. You don't know how long it's going to last.
Do you see this? Short one. I assume not. I'm not sure what's happened. Once
feel
again,
like
the
I've
magical
heard-
fields.
I've heard. I'm not sure what happened more times than I'm comfortable with.
Oh, you're comfortable with? He said, I don't know what happened. Do you see this, dwarf? Oops.
If you knew anything about me, you would know that me saying I don't know what happened should be even more troubling.
While I hear this, I'm gonna reach around my bag and look for a potion.
Sure. Sure. We'll actually discuss what happens when you take that potion in just a second when we come back from break. So we're going to take...
Wild magic potion.
We're going to take a $5. We'll see you guys in 5 minutes. Go get yourself some snacks, hug the loved ones, run to the bathroom, take a bio. We'll be back in just a moment. See you guys in just a minute, okay?